Batman Beyond is the closest thing DC has to the cash cow that is Spider-Man, so why then don't we have a movie for it when we desperately need one? Fans have been crying out for a follow-up to Batman Beyond ever since the show concluded with a straight-to-home release movie in 1999, 25 years ago. And I know we got the comics, but come on, it's not the same. We need a movie, and we need it as a theatrical release. I've always felt Terry McGinnis's Batman Beyond and to some extent Dick Grayson's Nightwing are the closest answers DC has to Marvel's Bugcrawler. Why are the characters similar here, you ask? Well, they're both teenagers struggling to balance their personal lives with vigilantism, both learn to use their abilities for the greater good instead of just for revenge, and like Peter's Spider-Man, Terry's Batman is just so relatable. Heck, they even quip in a similar manner. Some of the best Spider-Man movies tell the tale of what drives Peter Parker to be and continue being Spider-Man. It's the personal choice to do so and not just down to the superpowers which makes him a hero. This is why these films work, as they really drive home Stan Lee's original ethos for the character. Stan Lee famously said, "That person who helps others simply because it should or must be done, and because it is the right thing to do, is indeed without a doubt a real superhero."
Can I return it if it doesn't fit?
It always fits. Eventually.
A Batman Beyond feature could do something similar, but as McGinnis isn't haunted by the same traumas as Bruce, look to seek out his drives and motivations instead. Take a page from the Batman Beyond comics. Put McGinnis up against Hush Beyond. He too is a clone but of Dick Grayson, and became a villain due to not being given the mantle of Batman after Bruce retired. He went insane and chose to give in to a life of villainy. Could explore these type of uncertainties and insecurities to make McGinnis question himself and doubt his hero status. Take the whole predestined versus free will angle. Is he only doing this because he is Bruce's clone, or is he doing this because he chooses to be a hero and is genuinely a hero at heart? After the huge failures of the DCEU and the butchering of some of the greatest characters in comic book history, I think it's high time Warner Brothers go back in the direction of their tried, tested and critically acclaimed animations. Long before the MCU, WB and DC were on an absolute roll with their own universe, the DC Animated Universe, which cross-pollinated its heroes across several shows like Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, and the Justice League, and did everything that was great about the early phases of the MCU only decades before. As someone who absolutely adores animation, how has it been almost 60 years since the first Bat flick, Batman the Movie, starring Adam West as Batman, released in theatres, and we still only have 2 animated movies getting wide theatrical releases, in Batman Mask of the Phantasm and the Lego Batman Movie. I mean, James Gunn is already rebooting the DCEU, so we might as well have an animation movie sector alongside this. There has been a lot of buzz in the Batcave around this lately, as writer-director Patrick Harpin and production designer-producer Yuki Demers, who worked on the Spider-Verse films, tweeted, "Before we pitched, they warned us there is absolutely no way we can do a Beyond movie, but they loved our enthusiasm. We pitched the outline for the entire film, and what started as a never turned into a maybe. They also shared concept art. This alone is better than anything the DCEU has done. The Spider-Verse animation style with a more dirtied aesthetic fits the futuristic style of Batman Beyond, fits well like a nanomachine batsuit. So turn that maybe into a yes, WB, and let them make the film." Just look at their work on the Spider-Man movies. These flicks have unquestionably and unequivocally shown there is a massive appetite for animated takes on established superhero franchises. The box office numbers do not lie either. IMDb state that these movies cost approximately $200 million to make, and according to the numbers, brought in approximately $1.06 billion at the worldwide box office, a 430% return. And let's face it here, these films are easily better than anything Marvel and WB are currently putting out themselves. So WB, instead of shelving movies after they have already been made for a quick tax write-off, how about you actually look to make interesting movies and movies people are already asking for, even if they are animated? Either way, animation allows to explore all the crazy action sequences on a fraction of the budget compared to live action. The smaller budget means less risk. Plus, Batman is already a major box office player. Every single Batman outing has produced crazy high numbers, so why would an animated Batman Beyond movie be any different? Because it's animated? Hell no. Animation has never been more at the forefront than it is now. Anime is as big as it has ever been, and live action adaptations of popular animated series seem to be getting greenlit every other week. Batman the Animated Series, Justice League and Batman Beyond, among other DC cartoons, are still being watched and talked about to this day. Now is the time for Batman Beyond to return. I'm not saying we need leaked test footage to light a fire up the studio's ass, but we need leaked test footage to light a fire up the studio's ass. If you're listening, David Zaslav, the demand is out there. The fans are hungry for a Batman Beyond animated movie that does justice to the legacy of the series. It's time to give Terry McGinnis the big screen treatment he deserves. This is a home run waiting to happen. Just make the movie already.